what's with the action, I'm sure. Thanks for joining us after everything. And you've got a pretty good window right now into these companies and what they're feeling. Transportation index down 9 days in a row. That's like the longest losing streak in years. Yes, it includes the shippers as well. But what does that signal?
Well, look, airline fundamentals, I mean, you heard it straight from the CEOs. They're holding up quite well. And, concerns of the global economy, are, of course, very important. But I think it's already two things. One, reflected in pretty cheap, airline stocks at the moment. But also, you have to remember the U.S. economy continues to outperform. And there's a point of sale bias. United said, as much yesterday. They don't sell a lot of tickets to the mainland Chinese, consumers coming here. They sell a lot of tickets to Apple executives going there. So fortunately for the larger U.S. airlines with global footprints, that point of sale skew to the U.S. is absolutely helping demand trends hold up well.
And Jamie, the larger airlines, who of course were some of the CEOs that we had on the show yesterday, they all kind of maintained their guidance, but some of the smaller airlines didn't. Is that right?
Yeah, that was interesting. So both Alaska and JetBlue used the JP Morgan conference as an opportunity to modestly lower expectations for the first quarter, although both management teams did speak enthusiastically about the potential build into the second quarter. It is interesting that both Delta and United affirmed their guidance. So it is somewhat a tale of two cities, or really two business models, that the larger, more global airlines are still seeing very, very strong trends and tracking well with their guides, whereas some of the smaller, particularly domestic, U.S.-centric carriers, the quarter is not shaping up quite as strong as what they had initially hoped.
Jamie, obviously the market's kind of rethinking how much it wants to pay for these companies, even with decent fundamentals at this point in the cycle. What are the questions you most frequently find yourself having to kind of answer for clients? What are the main concerns right now in terms of putting new money in this sector? Well,
part of the overhaul, really the revolution in the airline industry, is that profits are expected to hold up pretty well in a downturn. I mean, we've talked here on CNBC about the need and the likelihood that airlines pass that recessionary test, that they remain profitable in a downturn. So, the question that I'm getting probably most frequently is, how do we actually value these stocks in a downturn, or at the point of the cycle where it feels like we're inevitably closer to the conclusion than to start? And the fact of the matter is, there's not a lot of precedent. The industry has never been this profitable for this many years. It's never been this profitable, or really profitable at all at this point, in, if we are in fact trending towards the end of the economic cycle. So part of the problem is that we're in uncharted valuation territory, if you will.
Jamie, 20 seconds left. What's your top pick and why?
United Airlines right now, they probably sounded the most bullish. They're in the midst of a significant turnaround. It's a multi-year effort, but they seem to have the wind at their backs. They seem to have really nailed down their ability to guide and achieve those guides without the kind of disappointment that some of the other airlines are. I mean, if we were putting new money to work today, an investor was reaching out to me, that's the name that I would tell them to really do the most amount of work on.